Good morning and welcome to Valley Views. I'm your host, Glenn Edison. Certainly glad to have you today. And as always, we want to thank BTC Fiber for hosting our program. And you can see these interviews on BTC Fiber's YouTube page as well as cable channel 18. Also would like to thank Needful Things General Store on Highway 127 for sponsoring our program. And go by there and see Kim, and you might find some things you need, you might find some things you just want. So go by and check her out. I'm sure they appreciate you. And today we have with us Michael Scoggins, captain of the Sequatchie County Rescue Squad. And Michael, it's good to have you. Appreciate you being here.
Good to have you, and glad for the invite.
Well, we want to get started because I know there's been a lot of things going on with you, and you're staying busy right now, probably 24/7.
Yes, sir.
And but we want to talk about the 4th of July and things that are coming down the road. And of course, I guess we'll start with the parade first, because everybody always asks about the parade.
Right. Parade starts at 9 o'clock. It's up at the fairground, and it's the same rules as it's always been. The kids, if they're riding ATVs or motorcycles, we recommend you wear a helmet. Have a helmet with you. You can have cars with open headers as long as you're respectful to the crowd and stuff. No ribbon engines up, because it aggravates kids and other people. We have categories. We have 4 different categories we award plaques to. So at the end of it, the judges will judge. We have a judge from out of town that sits in it every year. It's nobody local that picks them out. She'll pick out 4 of them, and we announce it on the stage who the winner is.
Oh, okay.
And line up. The parade starts at 9 o'clock sharp. So you need to start being there between 8 o'clock and up to get in line.
And there's always there's no politicians this year, so
no, sir.
So maybe it won't be as long, but I know it seems like it's always long. It doesn't matter, right, politicians or not.
We've updated some things. The mayor now has us bathrooms up there, so because before we didn't have bathrooms for the people that lined up, and it was hard on them to have to leave to go to the bathroom. But the mayor's took care of us on that and got us bathrooms up there.
Okay, well that's good, right, because I know when you get up there, if you get in line, you can't really leave, and so you're just kind of stuck there.
It is.
And there's really no woods there.
No. And we've had a lot of people call and question what they could and couldn't do, and it seems like it's going to be another big parade again this year.
Well, good. I always like to see the floats, because things like the floats are always creative. Mm-hmm. You see stuff and think, well, I didn't think about that, or I wouldn't have thought about that.
Right.
And then a lot of the floats have a lot of stuff put in them. There's a lot of things that
they do. There's people that starts months ahead of time building their floats. That's why we try to put the theme of the float, the theme of the parade, in months ahead of time so people can start planning on it.
And this year's theme is?
Dunlap Now and Forever. Dunlap
Now and Forever. Well, that's a good theme. That's because that Dunlap's growing, and it seems like the landscape changes from day to day.
Right, it does.
And I'm sure you and we both could sit here and think about how, I know when I was here about 40 years ago when I first started living here, how a lot of the places that have buildings on now would just be fields, just open plots of grass.
Right.
And there wasn't things. And I know when I taught school, when I tell the children, say, hey, well, this used to be this, and they go, really? I said, yeah, there wasn't anything there.
No, I can remember when football was played on the old fairground.
Yeah. And I've been in that press box, and I always was afraid I was going to fall through.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But, well, that's good. And I know this year you've had I won't call it a problem, but you've had to keep vendors out because you're full. Mm-hmm.
Well, we try to listen to the public. If they've complained on some of the vendors in the past, we try to ask for them vendors not to come back, and we try to put something in their spot. Yeah, we've had some changes. We had a rodeo bull that was coming, and because of the price of the fees, they went up, so it's not coming. But they're trying to find something to put in the place of it.
Oh, okay.
But we've got a variety of different people coming. We've got the ice cream trailer that's got 31 flavors that's coming. We have homemade ice cream that the church puts on every year, and they sell out absolutely quick. In about an hour, it's gone. We have tamale lady that's coming. We have barbecue from Lewis Chapel. We have Mexican food. So we have a variety of food, and we also have some stuff to occupy the kids. We have a train that's going to be, it's plastic barrels that was at Valley Fest. She's coming this year, and they've got a game, a dart game that's coming. The dunk tank will be there, and there'll be some other stuff too.
People like that dunk tank.
Yeah, they do. So it'll be a variety of stuff like it normally is. We try to keep adding every year, but you know, we just have to adjust for vendors because of splash pad and people setting up chairs and stuff to listen to the bands.
Right. So, but that's a good thing when you have to turn away vendors when you have you're running out of room.
Right.
And I mean, that's a good thing.
It is.
And it's a good thing in one way, and it's a bad thing because you want as many people to participate. But like I say, when you're limited to your space and everything, and of course, I'm assuming we've always had big crowds every year.
Right.
You know, and I'm assuming we will have the same again this year.
Right.
Because isn't Dunlap one of the fewer places in the area to have a 4th of July parade?
They are. It seems, I think Chattanooga canceled theirs, if I'm not mistaken. And, you know, we try to make sure the parade goes on every year. We canceled it because of rain one year, and nobody was happy.
Yeah.
So the next year we done it in the rain, and it seemed like there was more people come out in the rain than us. So we're going with it either way it goes.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of, you know, it's hard to, of course, you can't control the weather.
No.
And, you know, so you never know until that time. And I know I used to play in the alumni band, and I know one year they did cancel it because of weather, because we couldn't get our instruments wet, for one.
Right.
But, you know, it was just where we, you know, it's just, rain doesn't always make for a good, good thing. But,
and one thing I have to brag about is the park employees, because every year when I set up, if I have any issues or something, they're on top of it and take care of it right off the bat. So it seems like it runs smooth because of the help of organizing it, putting everything together, everybody working together on it. It seems like it goes smoother and smoother every year.
It always amazes me because on the night before, a lot of people maybe not realize, I remember when it was at the courthouse lawn, the night before, the rescue squad was there just working their heads off, you know, just working hard, getting everything set up and lined off and everything. And I know that hadn't changed.
No, sir, it sure ain't.
And it does help with the park employees there being able to help.
It does.
Because I know it's the 4th of July, but you know, everybody, told them today on the radio program that they need to get in and volunteer. And no one, don't wait to be asked. Just say, hey, is there something I can do to help? You know, get out there. I'm sure y'all would appreciate volunteers if they want to come and help.
We do, and we do have several volunteers that come and help every year just for this.
Well, that's good to have when you have people like that. And I know this year, of course, the city gets I guess the entertainment and all that squared away. Y'all don't have anything to do with that. But you know, this year they're using a lot of local talent. And that's going to be a change from what they've had local talent before,
right? But
this year it's going to be all local talent,
right?
And you know, and that's a good thing. And this area has a lot of people that are really talented, musically inclined.
Well, you got to remember, a lot of these musicians that's real popular now started out in their own hometowns.
Yeah.
So you know, maybe somebody else will be discovered.
Well, that's true. Yeah, you never know, and because you never know who's in the audience. Because sometimes, of course, people come in with family and stuff that live out of town, but you don't know. Sometimes everybody looks around like, who is that? Who is that? And you don't know. It could be some talent scout.
Right.
And because I know there's, I think there were some people that were coming in for the Songwriters Festival that were there. That wasn't announced because I didn't want people to know. But you know, you never know. No,
you don't.
And besides that, you know, we ought to encourage all of our local people anyway. And even you guys, when y'all go out on your calls and things, I mean, it's not always during the day.
No, it's not.
Sometimes it's the middle of the night when you have to go out and you put yourself sometimes, a lot of times, in danger yourself, like during the floods and things like that when y'all work. I mean, it's just as dangerous for y'all.
Right.
I mean, y'all have training, but still, something could happen.
Anybody can make a mistake.
And they need to thank y'all and all of our emergency services here in the county.
Right.
Because they're on call 24/7, you know.
I would like to add something to that. The Dunlap Fire Department, Sequatchie County Rescue Squad, their big fundraisers is selling fireworks
Yes.
this time of year. So I would like to encourage everybody to buy here local. Either buy from the fire department, buy from the rescue squad, because the money that we bring in helps to buy new equipment, update building.
Well, that was one thing. I'm glad you brought that up because I was going to bring that up.
Okay.
Because I know in the past there's been some, and I'm not criticizing these people that have tents at different locations that are not affiliated with y'all or the fire department. But I'd like to encourage people to purchase from y'all because, like you said, y'all's equipment, it's not like you can go to the dime store and buy it.
No, you sure can.
You know, and it's not like it just costs like $10 or, you know, it's hundreds of dollars for one piece of equipment.
Right.
You know, it's not just like it's cheap stuff.
No, it's not.
And being a volunteer rescue squad, volunteer fire department, you know, you have to have ways to make money. And that's the only way you can, because just turnout gear for a fire department is very expensive.
It is.
Just for the firefighter to go into a fire, not counting all the equipment they may need.
No.
And the same thing with y'all. Y'all have to have a lot of equipment for when y'all do wrecks and other rescues and so forth.
Right.
You have to have certain equipment, and it's just not cheap.
We just bought a new side-by-side to add to our fleet because of doing search and rescue. We can get people in and people out. It carries a stretcher and stuff in the back of it.
Yeah.
So we're very pleased to add that to our fleet.
Well, that's the one thing. What I think about it a lot because I hope I never have to have you guys. I really do. But if I do, I want you there, you know, and y'all are willing to come at any moment, whatever it might be. I mean, just like for example, yesterday with the cookie jar of the fire, you know, there were several other units that turned out as well from out of the community. That's just what it's all about. They're community helping each other, and I was amazed when I saw pictures of where they had their water in those. I guess pond, I don't know if you call them ponds. What there was a term they used. Right. But where they had the water where they used because there wasn't hydrants out there.
No, the fire department knows what they're doing. They know, you know, who to call, who to have on standby and stuff.
And I just thought that was really neat, and the knowledge, because it's not like y'all just meet up there and when you get a call you just go get in a truck and turn out. Y'all have trainings of what to do and how to do.
All our calls start with dispatchers. Dispatchers calling us out, and we get a text message telling us what the call is about, and then that's how we know.
And I know I've been on for years ago when I used to work with the radio station years ago, and I've been on different wrecks and stuff, and y'all were out there on those wrecks along with all the other stuff, and you know, it just takes time and effort and working together.
It does, and you're exactly right. That's the key thing, working together. And right now, this community's emergency departments knows if they need to call another department, that department's there. It seems like everybody works together when they get a call.
Right, right. And of course, I'm sure y'all won't turn down anybody that wants to become a part.
No, if you come in there and ask for an application, we give you an application, we run background checks, and then you're voted on by the committee. And it's like any other department. If you're voted in, you have a probation time. You know, you have guidelines you have to follow. Right, right.
So getting in there and being a part, and it's really I like to promote you guys and all the emergency departments and the police, the city and the county, because at any given time, like I say, you're putting your life on the line, and you know, for you know, like I've seen y'all working on in flood situations where you're trying to get somebody a car that's run off and they're in the water. Well, y'all could easily as well slip and fall, and before you know it, you're actually drowning and not you know. And so I see the need for y'all, and it's very much needed. Right. And I know it hasn't always been that way because we haven't always had as many people now. Of course, we have more people now, but I remember years ago when y'all were just a small agency and very much in need of funding, and of course the state doesn't always send out money either.
Right.
And that's why y'all have, I think that's what people need to understand. That's why y'all need fundraisers, so that y'all can get money for, and because all the fire departments in the county even, you know, they have to do fundraisers, and they do that for dinners and things like that to help raise money, because like you said, equipment costs.
Right. And we like to see the younger generation join too. We have a lot of junior members joining now. We have a new junior member program, First Choice Rescue. We've actually recently started, and it gives the junior members something to come in and look forward to, how they can process and go forward in the rescue squad. And the fire departments have all the fire departments have junior member programs too. And we'd like to encourage the kids, because, you know, we get older, and, you know, we like to see the younger generation follow in footsteps, and it's good to see how many younger generation wants to help the community.
Right, because eventually, because of age, we just wear out.
We do.
And we can't always do those things we used to do when we was 30 and 40 years ago.
No, sir, we sure don't.
And so it's good to have the younger community, because we're going to need them.
We are.
And it's good that they see a need. And, you know, a lot of people don't, I've heard of some of the younger people say, well, I want to be a fireman, I want to be a policeman. I said, well, keep that in mind. You know, don't, because when you're young, everybody seems like all little boys like fire trucks and police cars, you know, they like to play with them. But then as they get older, they need to realize that, hey, that's the real thing.
Right.
And it's very much needed. And I'm sure our community really does appreciate all the work y'all do, and I'm sure you've been told that many times.
We have.
And I know you just recently you did a fundraiser for Amber Brewer, and that was well attended. It
was, and it was unreal, the help that the community gave. You know, it wasn't just one person, it wasn't just us that done it, it was the whole community that pulled together to do it for her, and it's good to see that happen.
Right, and I was amazed when my wife and I, we went down, and I was amazed to see the number of cars that were there. People were having to park everywhere, even across the road at Farley's Hardware. And, you know, but that's a good thing. And then, you know, running out of food is a good thing.
Yes.
I mean, not that you want to run out, but it's a good thing. That means you've had a lot of people come by. Right,
and like we was talking about volunteers, we had people walk in the door, how can I help, how can I help? You know, we hadn't planned on them coming.
Yeah.
But when you get volunteers to come in, it lightens your load and makes your load easier. So it was unreal, the volunteers we had to help, volunteers that donated food. You know, everybody pulled together, and it was a good thing.
Well, even sometimes people don't realize a volunteer, even if it's just wiping tables when you have an event, or taking out the garbage, that helps you let somebody else do something else that they need to be doing, and a lot of little things going on.
You're exactly correct.
And of course, y'all are heavily involved in the Christmas program, and that's been I've always enjoyed that, and see the program y'all do with opening up the rescue squad building and having all that food in there and all the toys, and a lot of people wouldn't give up their Christmas day to go out and deliver toys and food.
No, but if you ever see the look on the kid's face when you open up the door to give them the stuff, or even the needy, you know, it's fulfilling. It just takes that one time and you're hooked.
Yeah, I'm sure it is, because I know even the Shop with the Hero program they did last Christmas, to see those kids go out and when they come out with bicycles, and they don't have a bicycle, and they got to buy one.
No, and I got to be part of it too, and some of the kids didn't want to buy for themselves. They wanted to buy for their brothers and sisters or their moms and dads.
Yeah, and I saw some of now that you mentioned that, I saw some of the kids come out with tool sets, you know, and I thought, well, that's kind of neat, because I know you're not going to use that. But we got a little off, but we're talking about the rescue squad in general. But I know the 4th of July, now they used to have, I remember years ago, the street dance. Is that ever going to come back?
Yes, sir. We're talking about putting it back in play next year.
Okay, well, good.
We're already making plans right now.
And I know that used to be a big deal right over here on Cherry, right here on Cherry Street, because I remember the old flatbed truck being parked across the road and the band up there playing. And a lot of people, I mean, sometimes there's hundreds of people there they just come out and have a good time, celebrate, you know.
Correct.
And this is, we're one of the few communities, I think, that really well, I won't say few because everybody across the country. I don't travel the country.
Right.
And I know other places have these events on 4th of July, but you know, it's to me it's where you see people you haven't seen. Everybody's having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
No one's out to hurt anybody or anything like that, like happens in other places.
Right.
And probably if they did, they'd probably be shipped off.
Right. And one good thing about the parade too, and I have to brag on the police department. If we have any little problem and it goes out over the radio, they take care of it for us, and we go on and prepare the parade. So you know, it's everybody knows their part and tries not to step on other people's toes.
Yeah, because I know in the past there's been a time or two where some people, you know, the police. I've watched them. I've actually seen them take care of something.
Right.
And you know, and people didn't like it. Some of the ones that were being taken care of, but that's just part of it.
There's guideline and rules. You know, you have to follow. If you don't follow them, you're going to be asked to step out of the parade. Because you know, we have to keep it clean. We have to keep it safe for the public and enjoyable. And that's that's our goal every year.
Right, because there's so many things. I know, just being the parent and grandparent in me, when you see all those little kids running out there to get the candy and stuff, and I'm thinking, oh, better watch out, you know. That's just me. I get nervous.
And that's people that's driving floats and stuff through the parade. Their main thing is whoever's driving it, they try to watch the surrounding around them.
Yeah, because you have to be careful because little kids don't know. And you know, and that is something I'm sure everybody in the floats and stuff watch constantly.
Right.
Because I'm sure that would just kill them if they hurt somebody. But it seems like the crowd, though, even if that's not your child, if you see something, you're going to reach out there and say, "Hey, let's get back here, keep safe." And I don't think too many people are going to get mad if you save the child.
No, that's for sure.
And one thing I like about of course, at the courthouse you had all those trees, but now at Harris Park, if somebody really gets hot, they can go under the trees. Or I guess, I don't know, is the splash pad going to be operating that day? So if they get too hot, they can just go out there and get wet.
Right, and if they get too hot, Puckett is on scene there, and we try to watch, and people knows to get a hold of us. We offer them water to cool off, and we try to get them in fans and stuff. So we try to make sure nobody gets hot or overexhausted. No,
because I know being in the alumni band from time to time, there's been days it's been really, really hot, and you know, it's just, it gets hot.
It does.
You know, and if you're out there in the open the whole time, I try to stay in the shade myself. I'm getting too old for this stuff.
We all are.
But I know this is going to be a good time. We're looking forward to it. I appreciate all that y'all do, and I want people to understand, shop at the rescue squad or shop at the fire department to get your fireworks, because it goes back to them. It doesn't go to someone personal.
Exactly.
And the fireworks show, a lot of people don't realize that costs a lot of money. You know, that they like it, and I enjoy it every year. And I don't fuss about what it costs, because you know, it's just one of those things. If you want something good, you have to pay for it.
You're exactly correct.
And so it's just like, if you want a good rescue squad or you want a good fire department, you're going to have to pay for it up front, one way or the other. So help them out, and don't fuss about it. Just go out there and help. Even if you're not into fireworks, I'm sure y'all take donations, don't you?
We do.
It's not going to hurt your feelings, is it?
No, sure ain't.
And of course, y'all have your little trailer there for food and stuff. So people need to go by, and that all goes to y'all as well. And y'all have some pretty good hamburgers.
Well, thank you. We try.
And y'all have a lot of good stuff, and I always try to support. It's hard for me because I don't always have enough money, and I like to support everybody, and I just have to pick and choose.
Right.
Say, well, I went to them last year, I'll go to these this year, you know. But you know, it's a good avenue, and like you said, the people that sell the ice cream, they're sold out. Is it ABWA that does the lemonade, and that's always some good stuff. I mean, so everything is good. You won't be disappointed.
No,
And then just the environment, seeing everybody. You may not can walk around like you'd like to, but I enjoy seeing people I haven't seen in years.
Right.
You know, because I didn't grow up here, but I know a lot of people, and I know people that have moved away and for work and whatnot, and they always come back. So it's good to see them.
Right.
And some of those older people that are getting my age, they're moving back to Dunlap instead of they're retiring and getting ready to come home.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good thing. Well, anything else you want to talk about the parade? You said you'd be there early, around 8 o'clock or so, and so you can get lined up and squared away.
I think we've covered everything, and the parade ends at Harris Park, and then we'll do flag raising and prayer, and then that kicks off the festivities at Harris Park.
So that'd be roughly around 10:30, 11
Yes.
o'clock, something like that, depending
Yes,
on
sir.
how long the parade is. And will it turn by the courthouse like it always does, and then come to Harris Park?
Same route every year.
Okay, because I know I enjoyed that. It was a lot of fun, and just seeing all the people, because they really enjoy it,
Right.
and that's why they come back.
Mm-hmm.
And also we get a lot of people from out of town.
We do.
It's not even related to anybody, but they like this parade, and it's a big thing for them. It's patriotic, and so it means a lot of things to a lot of people.
Right.
And I'm assuming, I guess the VFW and those guys are going to be involved in a lot of ways. And so there's, as I mentioned this morning on my radio program, it's a good time to be patriotic and think about. I mean, this country is founded on freedom, based on our rights.
Right.
And,
Something else to add to it, we always pick a grand marshal to start the parade off. And we try to pick a different group. One year it was the veterans. This year it's going to be the Cancer Network.
oh, okay, that'd be great.
So that's the grand marshal.
Well, good.
And,
I know this year they've been put off with their hee-haw because of the construction at the high school, and I think they're still trying to decide what they're going to do and what they're going to do, whether they're going to do a program, how many days it's going to be if they have one, and
right.
They've been talking about having it at Harris Park. They've been talking about having it over here at Coops Creek, and just a lot of things going on, or whether they're just going to have fundraisers. Yeah, so there's a lot of things going on about that group, and I need to get them in here too. They're on my list. And but that's good. The Cancer Network, they do a lot of things, and that also is local money. It all goes to local people. It doesn't go outside the county at all. And that's one thing you hear about a lot of these networks everywhere, and their money might go here and there and there, but this goes right here in our community. It helps people right here, just like y'all help people right here in our community. And y'all go out. I'm sure you've gone out of county sometimes if you've been called.
We do. We're just like the fire department. We're on mutual aid. If we're called, we go.
And speaking of your program, what are some of the things that y'all can do? You mentioned about getting that side by side. What are some of the things that y'all can do as far as rescue and stuff?
We do extrication. We do search and rescue. We do drownings, body retrievals. Even though I hate to say that, and it's just. If we're toned out, we go. The storms, we do all the storms we can. Traffic control, if the fire department is working a scene, if they're toned out on the scene and they need traffic control, we go do the traffic control, try to help make them safe where they can do their job, we can do ours.
Right, and I also know that y'all sometimes work at traffic control on funerals and things like that are needed.
Right, we go wherever we're needed.
So that's good to know, because I think about I guess what I think about the most is like storms and where trees or houses might be damaged, and if a house got damaged, you may not be able to get out. Like myself, I can't physically climb up on my roof to get it covered.
Right.
I might need some younger bodies to get up there and help me on that. So that's that's not really your job description, but y'all would help out if you needed to.
Well, we're also, 6 of our members are also Red Cross members. That's why we have a Red Cross trailer there, to where the trailer can be deployed here in Sequatchie County anytime we have storms. If there's a house fire, the Dunlap Fire Department and the EMA, we all work together. And if Red Cross needs to step in, they either get a hold of us, 6 members, or they'll get a hold of other members that's in the county. Oh,
okay. Well, that's nice to know. That I didn't know. I knew the trailer was up there, but I didn't know why it was up there.
That trailer's, everything's set up in it for disaster. Like when we open shelter, we can pull that trailer up. It's got cots, everything in it we need to do the shelter with.
Oh, well, that's nice. because I know, like I said, I've seen y'all over the years activated in a lot of things. So, but that's really nice to know, because you could pull out. I know a lot of times, you know, in disasters in the bigger cities, they use sometimes a school or something like the gym or cafeteria or whatever. And I'm sure the school system here would allow y'all to do that if need be. And because they always work with everybody. And that's another thing, working with everybody.
Right.
It's not a sense of pride or, well, we do this better than y'all do or anything. I've never seen that. It's always just, hey, what can I do to help?
When we open up as a shelter, before we even start preparing food, the phone's ringing. Janice Adams, the churches, everybody wants to cook food for people that's needed. And, you know, they brought us food several times down there when we're doing shelters.
Well, that's good. Because y'all are busy, and a lot of times you don't have time to take a break to say, hey, I'm going to go get me something to eat.
No, usually we've got members that does the shelter, and then we're out helping in the floods. The fire department's helping in the floods, and they transport people back. All the departments transport people back to the shelters, and then we go from there.
And I can't recall, of course, maybe we have had in flooding and stuff. Well, I know we've had people, I think y'all had to rescue some people up about near the golf course.
Golf course and Brush Creek Trailer Park is usually the main ones we have to get people out of.
Yeah, because that's where the lowest area is. But I don't think we ever lost any lives or anything.
No, sir, we have not yet.
And just displaced for a little while. Well, I mean, that's a good thing. I wouldn't want to be displaced, but if I had to be displaced, I could.
Right.
It's either that or
we try to accommodate them and make them comfortable. You know, the best we can. Sometimes the shelter is not the best thing, but it's a roof over your head and you stay dry and stuff until the flood goes down.
Well, that's the key. I mean, I've been at many church camps, and the bunks weren't always the best. But hey, you know, you don't go there for the accommodations.
Right.
And same thing with like you say, a cot. It's not your bed, you know, but it's a place to stay.
Right.
Well, is there anything else you'd like to cover we haven't covered, Michael?
No, sir. I think we've touched base on everything.
Well, good. And I appreciate you coming by and talking about the 4th and other things, because I wanted to bring out other things that y'all do as well. So remember, folks, go by the rescue squad and the fire departments for your fireworks, because all that money goes back to those departments for equipment purchases and the things they need instead of going out of town. And come join us for the 4th of July. I'm sure you'll have a great time, but a lot of things going on with the local talent there, and so come and be a part of us. And so again, you can always see these programs on BTC Fiber's YouTube page, as well as BTC Fiber's cable channel 18. And again, thanks to Kim Fuller Barkley at the Needful Things General Store. So until next time, have a great day. Hey everybody, this is Glenn Edison from Valley Views. We appreciate you watching our shows, and we would like for you to like, share, and follow us on Facebook, as well as like and subscribe to our YouTube page.